So while we're on commercial break, if anybody has any questions or Jim's working as hard as he can, but you can see this is slow work. And it's, you know, it's very exacting work. And when you think about the amount of effort that went into making veneered pieces and inlaid pieces, it really is pretty remarkable.
I have one thing here to show you. I didn't show you earlier. This is about 20 some odd years ago. I got a house call, and the woman said, I have some antiques I want to sell, but actually I'd rather swap, and you can have some of this to make me 2 bookcases. So I agreed, and I went out there, and I went in the basement, and I found a couple things. And she said, there's a building out back, and you can go have anything you want back there. And these folks had been antique dealers 30 years earlier. I think their husband passed away in the building, left unattended for the ensuing 20 years, and it evolved into a boarding house for porcupines and mice. So I found what I believe was a rather nice Rhode Island Pembroke table, and I haven't restored it yet, but it does have, it has some nice inlay, but it's also been worked on by porcupines. So if you folks want to see what's left where there was inlay,
There are people who collect fragments. That is a fragment.
Yeah, just one other thing that I wanted to mention was this interesting little box that Jim brought for us to see. And now we get into some of the more exotic items that were used for inlay. And this has your beautiful rosewood, stringing, light and dark. And then in the center, you have a little mother of pearl and a little abalone shell. And that's pretty unusual well, let me put it this way. You see that more in English furniture and inlay work, not so much in American. And this box has eastern white pine and tulip poplar secondary wood. So that really helps us, give a good strong attribution to an American origin. And it just goes to show that they did use some of these really exotic materials for the inlay as well. And then another piece, just to bring it back to home, that I love, and I've never been able to identify this piece of wood. So this is a mahogany box that I find really interesting because the body of the box was carved out of a single block of wood. It's not joined. There's no joints. There's some beading along the edge, but that's not joinery. And you can see from the top, if you look in the corners, it's just carved out of a solid block of wood. Under the top, you can see these 4 little copper pins that come through, and that holds this little piece of very fine, very tight-grained material, I'm going to call it, because I'm not even sure if it's wood or if it's maybe part of a coconut shell, but I do think this box was sailor-made. The use of the copper pins, they would use copper to put the hull planks of the ship so they wouldn't rust in the seawater. And this has the inscription E.S. Groton. And we believe that this was from Groton, Connecticut, and was made, we don't know who the initials were. And it has something also interesting, a little hidden compartment in the bottom. So a couple catches that are also made out of brass or I think copper, intact in place with little dividers. And again, you can see how this is all carved from the top and the bottom from one single block of mahogany.
Is the middle piece, is that, not that piece, but that piece, is that integral or is that?
Yes. Yep, that's integral. Yep, it's all a single block of wood. You can see how the grain runs from the side of the board up onto that board. So I guess he had some time aboard the ship. Speaking of board, and so these little catches go back in place. And there we go. So I've looked at this with a magnifying glass, I just find it a really interesting little piece of, great quality wood and that wonderful inscription. So, thanks for coming and
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of the day.